and address one of the points that was brought up, I think an important point by the ranking member, that this body ought to be concerning itself with issues that impact directly the American people. The rising price of groceries, 76% over the past 2 years for basic foodstuff, the war in Ukraine, the inflation issues, the border issues, many, many other issues that concern us all as a nation. We can't do that without the First Amendment, without debate. When I gave my speech, my announcement speech in Boston 2 months ago, YouTube, I talked about all those issues. I focused on grocery. I focused on the fact that working class people can no longer afford to live in this country. I talked about inflation, all the issues that deeply concern you, and that you've devoted your career to alleviating those issues. 5 minutes into my speech, when I was talking about Paul Revere, YouTube deplatformed me. I didn't talk about vaccines in that speech. I didn't talk about anything that was a verboten subject. I just was talking about my campaign and things, the conversation that we ought to be having with each other as Americans.
What's going on, everyone? It's Oscar here today, and sorry about the late update. My wife's been going through something called meningitis, and it's been rough for her. So I may or may not do a live stream. If I have a notification up soon, I probably will do a live stream around 4 p.m. So I hope to see you guys there on Friday. But end of the day, this is not about me. Let's return to this RFK story, which is Dems try and fail to censor RFK Jr. at censorship hearing. So the funny part about all this hearing is that I have this running theory, and if you missed one of my live streams, I had a live stream called "The Historical Patterns of American Politics," and in that live stream, I pointed out how I believe in my heart that Robert Kennedy Jr. will run as an independent because the mess that he's going through in his own party. Imagine Democrats censoring other Democrats, right? And he even signed a paper trying to censor the censorship hearing. Imagine that. Let's take a look before I go in.
Congenial, respectful debate is the fertilizer, it's the water, it's the sunlight for our democracy. We need to be talking to each other. Now, this is a letter that many of you signed, many of my fellow Democrats. I've spent my life in this party. I've devoted my life to the values of this party. 102 people signed this. This itself is evidence of the problem that this hearing was convened to address. This is an attempt to censor a censorship hearing. The charges in this, and by the way, censorship is antithetical to our party. It was appalling to my father, to my uncle, to FDR, to Harry Truman, to Thomas Jefferson, as the chairman referred to. It is the basis for democracy. It sets us apart from all of the previous forms of government. We need to be able to talk, and the First Amendment was not written for easy speech. It was written for the speech that nobody likes you for.
Wow, imagine, in America, right, where people are trying to censor a censorship hearing. It's crazy, this stuff. This is the reason why RFK is a big threat. You got to understand is that in the historical sense, and this is where you'll find out in my live stream, is that there's always been a populist uprising. Like the establishment always want to stay in control, and any person that threatens that power or that influence has to get checked. And this is what's going on with RFK right now. Which, if the Democrats were smart, they'll put this guy in, because at the end of the day, only 43% of Democrats actually want Biden to rerun. So Democrats are looking for a new option. This is why they're trying to get this guy out of here, right? Me personally, I looked into his policies. I don't like a lot of his policies. Just the green energy stuff, I think, is just like standard template Democrat stuff. But if I was going at it from an objective point of view, I'd say, hey, RFK is your best shot of winning, since both sides anyway. Because at the end of the day, if y'all run Biden, Trump, the Republicans should run Trump, because at the end of the day, we're not going to waste our other candidates who have a more attempts than Trump on Biden, who's widely unpopular, disapproval ratings down the water. This is one of the reasons why I'll still support Trump over DeSantis, because I'd rather, why use DeSantis when Democrats essentially has no bench? Imagine Biden's the only guy they think they can run in 2024. Imagine that. Well, in the Republican Party, we got Vivek, we got Ron DeSantis, we got a deeper bench. So I'm like, yo, save the deeper bench. Use our last bullet in Trump. Hey, and if we win with Trump, bro, the future is Republican. We got a good shot. Because at the end of the day, 2024 is not going to be an easy election no matter who we place in there. All right. And I like the political talk that Turning Point USA brought up, is that focus on getting outreach, harvesting ballots. Like, let's play the game, because you lose if you don't show up. I agree with that. So trying to go, like, if your point is, oh, Trump shouldn't run because of candidate quality doesn't matter, because it seems like all the Democrats are aligned on their political machine, and all they really need is, hey, put a D on your name, and our political machine will take care of the rest. Okay, we need to build our political machine. We need to push people to vote for us. We need to harvest ballots. We need to do early voting, right? Play the same game. So candidate quality doesn't matter as much as in 2024 as voter turnout. So I agree with Vince Dow on his point about that. But hey, enough about my speculation about the election. Let's get into the article, because this is what I came here for. So I'm going to skip some stuff. The congresswoman cited a House rule against testimony that may tend to defame, degrade, and incriminate any person, which will allow the committee an aside to determine whether to allow the testimony at issue during the open hearing in making her case. Wishmer Schultz, cited among many things, comment Kennedy recently made about the COVID-19, which the candidate said has been misconstrued. Right? COVID-19, there is an argument that it is ethnically targeted. Oh, I remember seeing that video, and attacks certain race disproportionately. I mean, people during 2020 were complaining, saying that black people were most affected by COVID-19. So I don't understand what the problem was. What Kennedy claims, according to the New York Post, COVID-19 is targeted to attack Caucasians and black people. The people who are most immune are the Jews and Chinese, right? So a vote ensured after the Rep. Thomas Massey moved to the table to motion, and another Republican, Matt Johnson, made a point of order to ask, is this the custom of this committee to censor viewpoints that disagree from the witness? Yeah, and this is where a lot of Democrats, because Democrats still think that the DOJ prosecuting Trump is not political. Like, independents think it's political. Republicans damn sure think it's political. But Democrats are like, no, it's totally justified to go after Trump. This is why I'm confident Trump can win. Like, any Republican can win against Biden. It's just we got to make sure the political machine is up to par. By a 10-8 vote, the GOP majority motion to the table succeeded. Massey, when he voted in favor of proceeding, he said it was a yes to not censor. Some Democrats also tacked on comments to their votes, including Rep. Jerry Connolly, who said no to the Soviet Peterborough, and someone said no to hate speech. And this is my problem with this stuff. It's very subjective, how I perceive things. You should get canceled based on my feeling, right? Kennedy, who has reached up to roughly 19% support in 2024 Democratic primary polling, delivered an opening statement in which he insists that he never uttered a phrase that wasn't either racist or anti-Semitic. I agree with that. I don't think he said anything. I just think this is just a hit job, essentially, to derail a possible rival to the establishment. The witness held a letter signing by 102 Democrats, which I showed earlier, including Wisherman and Schultz and Goldman, who are two Jewish members of the Congress, calling on Republicans to disinvite Kennedy from testifying at the hearing on censorship. The evidence of the problem is that the hearing was convened to address. This is an attempt to censor a censorship hearing, he said, which is the video I showed. And nothing new, right? All right, this is why I say, hey, fascism is going to come from the left. Fascism don't like people who disagree with them. So what they do, they exercise whatever means of power they can to get their way. Like, if you still have a hard time believing me, here's the topics on censorship. FBI allegedly informed Twitter that the Hunter Biden's laptop was real on key date, and what they do, censor it. Dems failed and tried and failed. Obama's talking about banned books, right? But they have banned books about how gayness is associated with mental disorder. You ban those books, but banning books is bad. Okay, but you see what I'm saying? The censorship only goes one way, right? Judge blocks the feds from meeting with social media giants. Here's how the government colluded with big tech. This is fascism. But Kenny, totalitarianism. From the right. No. From the left. Because the left are already shown. I have evidence. Everyone knows. Hitler, lefty. Mussolini, lefty. Stalin, lefty. Collectivist. Socialist. Marxist. Communist. Fascism is a socialist construct, bruh. Fascism will come from the left, and it always will come from the left. Ronald Reagan said it best, right? But hey, guys, I digress. What do you guys think about censorship? You think it's justified? It's never justified? I want to hear your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And what's your thoughts about RFK possibly running as an independent? Because this is something like, if this doesn't show RFK that they don't want him running, if I was him, I'll run as an independent just to screw the DNC. But hey, that's just me. What your thoughts are, guys. Appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video, and I'll catch you on the live stream hopefully later today. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.